Hi Collective, welcome to my channel, Cosmic Divine Seeker. Hi everyone, so welcome back. So we're going to take a look at the energies that are surrounding you at this time. Remember, all of my readings are timeless, but whatever brought you in, that's the vibrational frequency that you guys are in, right? So we're going to get into the Sacred Light Oracle, right? But what I want to start to do is each of my readings kind of is like a daily, because I will be uploading each day. Is kind of pull some energies, some astrology cards and zodiac cards, right? And you can take them however you feel them fitting. They could be confirmation for you of maybe that you're definitely connecting with me, because you know, the more that you watch me, the more I feel your energy and you're carrying out my readings. But you know, for some of you, like, you look for that validation, that confirmation, right? So Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever placement you may have, you may notice that it comes out in the cards, or it could be coming out in energy surrounding you. There could simply be confirmation for you of certain messages, things that are going on. But if that part is not fitting, you could simply be here for the Oracle and Tarot cards that I'm pulling as well, right? So what I mean is just take whatever you feel is for you, leave any part that's not fitting. And sometimes you don't always know people's placements, right? So you may not know what somebody's Moon, Rising, Venus placement is. And then depending on the astrological events and what's going on in the cosmos, you can embody these energies too, even not even having the placements, right? But I feel a lot of you look for that, right? So let's see. So right away we got Moon in Cancer, okay? So strong Cancer energy coming out here, you know, or it could have to do with, you know, the home, family, you know, Cancers are the nurturer, right? I always get like strong mother energy, also Empress energy, Divines come across as that. It's because it's a very loving, caring, spiritual energy, as Cancer is the most loving zodiac sign. All right, so I see eclipsed in Taurus and eclipsed in Sagittarius. So we've got Taurus and Sagittarius energies here too, right? See, there's a change of heart here that I have, and success after a setback, right? So somebody is reevaluating something. They feel as though growth is needed here, and maybe they're realizing that somebody could be holding them back, and that's why somebody could be reevaluating a relationship or a situation. See what I mean? How that is going to be kind of like the channeled messages that I get out in the beginning. I'm kind of explaining these as these are my first the beginning of my channel, right? So they won't always be like this, but as you watch my daily readings, you guys, you know, could tune in. You could have channeled messages that are coming out specifically for you. But like I said, that's not everybody's story. That's someone's, though, right? But you could, you know, it could be confirmation for you, you know, if you were looking for messages and stuff, and you're Sagittarius, Taurus, or Cancer, somebody has those placements, you know, take them however you feel them fitting. All right, but there's definitely a change of heart here. And like I said, Cancer has to do with family, home life, things like that. So there could be major changes or reevaluations that are happening within a home, family. There's definitely there's a strong change of heart energy, and then the Gemini energy coming out. Should I stay or should I go is the message associated with that. So indecision, somebody I feel is at a crossroads trying to decide what they want to do at this time. And then we've got Moon in Leo. So somebody could have Leo placements, okay, but somebody is definitely feeling as though they're taking charge, control, kind of getting that strength, you know, because embodying that Leo energy is where, you know, you're realizing that your life matters the most. You need to be living life for you. So many of us get into this people-pleasing energy where we give away our power to others. We look for validation. We tell ourselves what we're capable of having by our life experiences, and or like, you know what I mean, or kind of like living life off the past. Like, for instance, say, like you didn't go to college and things like that, and your family's like, well, you're not going to be able to be a homeowner or be a, you know, and things like that, maybe at a certain age or whatever, like, no. Or maybe you feel as though you won't be able to, you know, be able to make six figures and things like that because you didn't go to college, you know, like, no, that's you know, that's what I mean. Somebody's like, maybe you're changing your thinking, maybe you're no longer, you know, self-sabotaging and things like that, because you're planning your future with the past energies or with the programming. A lot of us are going through this deprogrammization, where you're starting to reprogram your mind and not letting people control you, or not letting people's outlooks or people's opinions and things like that. So there's this strong energy of taking charge and control, being the hero of yourself, not waiting to be rescued, rescuing yourself, right? So there's this strong energy, you know, and Gemini is like one of the most spiritual signs, the zodiac, right? Because they're half in the 5D already, half in the 3D. That's why you often see the two fishes, right? They look as though they're swimming apart, but they actually come right back together. Or am I talking about Pisces? Yes, Pisces. So I'm picking that up strongly, but Gemini is the two twins, right? Geminis are also very, very powerful shapeshifters, right? They can shapeshift their personalities, their minds like that into spirit. Many spirit animals, different energies, they can split like that. I don't know why I'm feeling to explain some of this, but I guess I am. So we've got double Taurus, because we've got the moon in Taurus now coming out, but this is talking about somebody's self-esteem. See, there's a reevaluation and another one talking about personal growth, right? So there's a strong energy of somebody finally realizing, like, you know what, I'm strong enough, I'm able to set myself free, I'm able to pursue my dreams, my passions, without needing approval or validation from anybody, right? Okay, and then I'm seeing the 8th house, so this could have to do with your 8th house. Okay, the transformation area of your life is about shared resources and intense emotions. And I'm seeing wedding rings here, which talk about commitments. For some of you, if you're in a codependent relationship or toxicity, or even like a marriage, you could be reevaluating that, deciding, you know, to no longer be committed to each other. It's interesting, it's the committed, right? Wow. Because when I hear committed, I think of somebody being like committed to like getting some help, things like that. I don't know. I mean, that's a side message for somebody, but so yeah, there's definitely a transformation having to do with resources and emotions and family that's coming out strongly for the beginning of this reading. Okay, so 7:17 on the clock as I say that. So following me, as you'll know, I will often call out universal numbers, also 727 I've seen, and they can also be looked up as angel numbers, right? All right, so now let's get some Sacred Light Oracle and get some messages to see what's going on with you with your ascension. Okay. So for some of you, you may not be realizing that you're going through ascensions, activations, awakening, as that's what my channel can do, can awaken you, give you the guidance. These cards too have sacred geometry in them, so by looking at them, they can trigger certain things. So feel free to pause the video too if you want to zoom in, meditate, or really look at more of the imagery of the cards. I'm going to work better with trying to get them either listed. I'll have to wait a little bit till I get the community post up on this channel, but maybe I'll put them, I'll find a way maybe to tag them in the beginning of the video, or I'll work more, because with the ring light I don't think it does the justice. But anyway, I'm going to be ever changing and evolving this channel, so definitely subscribe if you have not, that way you will not miss any of my uploads. Alright, so the first card I'm seeing is spirit guides, right? So I really feel that your spirit guides, your spirit team, your soul family, your soul tribe are all coming in for you, really trying to align you with higher vibrational beings and friends, family. I think that they're really trying to get you guys to realize the connections that you have. That's why we're getting this strong reevaluation energy here, where you're really starting to assess, like, are the people that are in your life, that you're giving your energy to, that you're surrounding yourself with, are they in alignment with your divine life path and purpose? Because if they're not, they're holding you back. So for some of you, it's like the veil's been lifted. You're starting to see things more clearly, because a lot of you are evolving and raising your vibration and you're elevating. So it's like a lot of you have outgrown certain situations and people. And so a lot of you, for some of you, you've gotten new spirit guides even. So for some of you, your new spirit guides are trying to like initiate you. They're trying to connect with you, so you could be noticing different things. I'm getting like You could be noticing a lot more activity going around, or different things. Like, you always know that if you find like feathers and coins, that those are signs from your ancestors and your spirit guides that they're trying to connect with you. So be mindful of what you're thinking, or what's going on in your life, or what triggers that for you when you're finding those things, right? But you could be noticing different things. For some of you, maybe you have some passed on loved ones, right, that have been able to connect with you now. So maybe you're starting to notice that you're starting to see more like synchronicities of events, of things that remind you of them. Like, do you often come across things where like, oh, that reminds me, I'm going to say my dad, because I lost my dad a couple years ago, right? So for a while, like, I didn't hear anything, because there's like this crossing over point, right? And a lot of times, like, we think that they cross over and they're going to be right there. Well, it doesn't often work that way. It often takes time, right? Because it's just like in the other realms, it takes a lot longer. There's like no time in the other realms as there is here in the earthly realm. So, they're traveling and, so it takes a little bit to be able to connect. But anyway, then all of a sudden you may notice like, wow, I'm starting to see the shows and the commercials and the things. And you're starting to notice a lot of things. That's definitely letting you know that they're there and they're connecting with you. And for some of you, like, just raising your vibration, you're calling in higher, you're able to connect with them now. For some of you, you could have been blocking them out. So I'm getting strong ancestors, spirit guides. For some of you, you've got some ascended masters that are working with you. I'm seeing a lot of energies here. They're really trying to get you to relax, meditate too. It's ways that you can connect. But see, they're telling me looking for signs, I can't say this word. What's interesting is I was looking it up earlier in an angel number I got. Philosophical discussion and supervision, right? So they're getting you to, like, you guys are going to be accessing things on a higher level, on a higher timeline. I've seen 1155 and 1200. Seeing a lot of God Force numbers here with the zeros. The number I was investigating was talking about this was 700. Yeah, it was 700. And I just seen 1212. So there's a lot of universal numbers that are coming out here. I'm picking up the yin yang energy. Let's see, you're not going to be able to. But you see the yin yang symbol? There's a lot of balancing out of energies that are happening here. There's a lot of you that have recently realized, beautiful, look at the duality here. A lot of you are realizing that you've balanced out a lot of your divine feminine, divine masculine energy. So by doing that, you like elevate rapidly and ascend. Sorry guys, I'm getting warm as I do in a channel. When you balance out these energies, and that's like the biggest part to finally getting to this 5D energy, is when you can start to be in control of your emotions. You're not giving your power away to other people by letting things that they do make you react emotionally. It's like, say somebody goes and breaks something of yours or intentionally knocks over your drink. Are you going to jump up and attack them and let that, or are you just going to stay calm, cool, and collected, and just walk away and go get yourself a new drink or whatever? It's different things where you need to learn that the enemy, and demons and all of that, 1330s to say that, will do things to try to get you to come off emotionally unstable and unbalanced, right? But when you can have control of that and not let people pull into your emotional level and affect you, that is when you start to have control of your masculine energy, your divine, and like that's a sign to me when you're starting to really control and balance those out. And when you can balance those out, then all of your chakras start to become in alignment, and you have amounts of energy that surge through all of your chakras out into your crown, which connect you with divine source spirit, like for direct download, spiritual guidance. And a lot of you get into that 5D energy, right? And there's a lot of third eye activations that are going on, as I'm seeing in this card here. I wish the lighting was a little bit better here, but he's actually touching his third eye you guys could be getting a lot more vision, seeing things in multiple perspectives, seeing things from like a higher vantage point. Like if you think of the owl, it's like before you can only see things surface level, right? But as you ascend and you raise your vibration, you're seeing things from a much higher level. It's like you are, if you're an owl and you're up in the trees, right? And it's like now you can see things down, so you can see the situation, you can see what's coming, you can see what's going on. Then you can actually turn around, right, as they can see multiple things. So you're really able to see things on multiple levels and timelines because you're able to assess your different psychic abilities and gifts, because we all have them, but it takes activating them and learning them, and you can't use them until you're in these higher vibrational energies, right? So again, with that duality, right, and especially a lot of these things are guided through source, divine, spirit. So the more spiritual you get, the more connected that you get with your spirit guides, your ascended masters, and your team, they're going to be giving you the downloads. It's like a lot of the third eye visions that you get are like downloads, right? So you want to be aware of what you're seeing, right? Again, she's closing her eyes, seeing the hands. I feel like those are not hers, right? They look like two different hands. It's like they're trying to get you to open your eyes, but see, not the physical eyes, because her eyes are closed still. It's like there's these hands that are trying to get her to see. So they're trying to get you to see. When you hear third eye, you know, I hate how they depict the third eye and they just show in front. I mean, I know that's where it is in the body, but really it's your mind's eye, okay? It's not like it just opens and just you see things in front of you with this new eye, but it's kind of like, I get the how they connect it, right? The symbolism, I guess. But it's like when you open up your mind's eye, it's because you're able to see things in a new perspective within your mind. It's like people don't realize maybe before they would think about something or have a thought, right? And it's just a thought. But then you get like a quick, as your third eye starts to activate, you get like, if they were to show you a picture real quick, then the picture goes away. Right? And then as you strengthen it, that picture will be there longer. Then you start to see multiple pictures and you start to see a clip and things like that. So it's basically like your memories and your thoughts, they start to get like video, right? It's kind of like as we've, advanced with our technology, you know how the TVs and the phones and all of that, at first they were like black and white, then they got into color, then they got into high definition, then they get into 3D, and then they get into all of this. And as they advance and they start to get more clear and more things, that's kind of what happens the more that you use this, and the more spiritual you are, and the more that you find ways to stop the blockages and what stops your ancestors from being able to touch you and have access to you and be able to give you those things, right? So I hope that this is helping explain, but this is, I feel that whoever comes into alignment with this, like you're at the beginning of this is starting to unveil or unravel. I don't know why I said unravel. Maybe it's because it's like you've had wool over your eyes. You heard that saying? Because it's like, as you start to see this, right? And as you start to awaken these abilities and these gifts, you start to learn how to assess and use those visions, and that it's like some people don't even realize that their thoughts are getting more vivid until all of a sudden you're like, wow, yeah, now when I think about things, or it's like, yeah, somebody will come tell me something or show me something and I already seen that happened. That's what it was for me. It was really with my kids. It was like something would happen, maybe something would break, or an argument or something, a disagreement when I would be working, and then they would come to me, and then I would already be answering what happened before they could even tell me what was going on. And then the way that they started to look at me was what triggered it for me. They were like, how do you know? And they're like, are you watching us in the cam? Because I had a little baby cam that I'd watch my little one, but a lot of times I've got the sound off. I can't, it's so I can see what's going on, not here, but it's one of those things, like I started to wow myself, like they didn't realize that I did. So you're going to be realizing this internally. I was just like, wow. And then I started to realize that whenever something had happened, like I could just close my eyes and get the vision of it, right? And the hardest thing when you're starting to assess that is, everybody don't like to come tell you what they did when they were wrong, because there's always, like I say, 3 sides to a story. There's your side, there's theirs, and there's what really happened. Okay, so it's kind of like that. when you want to keep that gift, you don't want it to shut down. So you have to really have that discernment. You have to know that when you're being told something, you're not going to be told the whole truth, but you need to start to learn that that's their side. And that's the way. I don't know if it's as we do that to safeguard ourselves. We don't put the whole truth out there, but it's like anybody does it. When you tell a story, people don't normally tell it for verbatim. They tell their side of the story, and you kind of always put you in a higher light, because who wants to talk about their flaws, right? I mean, you're the storyteller of your life. So, I mean, there are some, I'm not saying in every situation, there's certain situations where you need to take accountability and you will tell everything that happened, right? But I mean, in most situations, especially as though you feel as though it's not going to be something where somebody could get hurt. Like, I'm going to use my children again, for example. It's like, say, like my children start to argue and fight about something, I'll punish all of them. It's like if they can't agree upon a movie, well, then the TV goes off. We won't even pick our family movie, right? So say I left them to pick the family movie or whatever, and they were arguing, fighting, got into it or whatever, and then come tell me. It's like each of them are going to come tell me the story, and they're going to tell me, what's going to make them look in their perspective the best, to not be punished, right? And to them, it's just explaining an argument, what happened. To them, it's only the loss of a movie. So if they put themselves in a little bit better light, you know what I mean? It's not like a very serious thing. It's kind of like that white fib energy, like if you feel it's not going to hurt anybody. I don't know why I'm feeling to really go in on this. Maybe what I'm getting is somebody's realizing that somebody just always kind of told them what they wanted to hear, or tell them that or just somebody just hid back so much. Or I'm getting this energy of somebody put themselves up on a pedestal, right? And they always come off this way, and they'll never take accountability for their actions or their things. Or maybe this is you. Maybe this is something you're realizing, something that you need to change to be more authentic, right? Because you have to be totally fluid. You have to be go with the flow, truth. How can you assess all of these? It's like you're getting light as a feather. There's no room for lower vibrational energies. And it's if you do tell a lie or a fib, that feeling you get I shouldn't have done that. That's the type of thing. If you want to have this 5D energy and be totally in alignment with everything, you can't have that. That's what pulls you out of it. So I guess that's why I'm explaining it. Somebody really needs to you got to distance yourself from those type of people in those situations, because even when you're around them, and it's and that people are doing that to you, it kind of pulls you out of it too. But so you have to have control of it. You have to go, all right, I know that they're not being honest with me. And that's okay. I'm not going to let it affect my emotional, but it's going to change how I let them have access to me. Do you see what I mean? It's if they're going to keep making me feel that way, then I'm going to pull my energy back from them, or I'm not going to be as... So you got to find other ways to do that, to keep yourself in alignment, but you also have to know that, say you surround yourself with that energy every single day. So every single day, you could be up here on cloud 9, manifesting things, seeing these things, and this person comes and tells you more lies and manipulation. And see, to me, my biggest thing is it was insulting, because I was here I am. I'm a psychic. I'm expanding all my gifts. These people are telling me off the wall stories. And even if I say you're not being truthful with me, they'll tell me more and more lies. And I can't be no, I just seen what happened. What? So to me, it was insulting my intelligence a little bit. Or it's you really don't respect me and believe in what I'm working on, what I'm pursuing, if you can't respect me enough to be honest with me. So you see what I mean? That's why when you really want to start to get into this energy, when you surround yourself with people, that are going to pull you out of that. Is it worth it? So this is where I'm getting, there's this big reevaluation energy. That's where you're really considering. And yes, your family members can be toxic. And yes, you can have karmic children. Yes, you can. Now, the thing is we're working on that, right? And that's why one of my dreams, that I'm going to be creating the foundation, that I'm going to be building, that it's going to be something to specialize in children and things like that. And a lot of it's no children like that, no children left behind, is children are shapeable, and a lot of it's due to our world in this 3D matrix, which is coming down. They need to be retaught. There needs to be different things, right? So, but it's like all of like the way that's been taught is in a negative manner, which is wrong, because that's what's led us to having so many of these narcissistic, empathic paradigms. And all of the children that are being born on this time at this time are very, very evolved souls. A lot of them, you know, are earth angels and star seeds at this time, to, you know, to reset this. You know, they're more advanced. It's like children now, they know how they're going to be living. It's like they already have like that morality. I'm hearing that moral compass. Like they know right and wrong. Like they don't need to be told it or shown it. It's kind of like that insulting energy. So a lot of the new children that are being born now, like they need to be brought up differently. They need to be raised and taught differently. And I know that I'm a big part of that, but I'm not going to get too much into that. But what I'm getting at is that, yeah, there very much is. So you could be having children and stuff that are blocking. So you need to find ways to control that, you know. And I know that it's hard to, you know, I can't say you can completely push everybody away, but say you have a lot of friends or other outside family members that are like that too, like you need to be careful and limit the amount of exposure that you let that, because how much patience do you have? Right? And also, are the family members being an influence on your children? Maybe you need to find out what the influence is on your children that's making your child feel as though that they can tell those white lies or those fibs or things like that, right? So there's a lot of reevaluation that is going on, and for a lot of you, like you have a lot of family members that are karmic soulmates that were life lessons, and for a lot of you, you need to detach from them. And you need to learn to distance yourself, and that's what it's about, where you learn to go on living life for you. You are your own universe in itself, right? And a lot of people, they find it hard to detach from their families because it's your family and you're always taught family's blood, they'll always be there. Yes, but you need to create healthy boundaries for yourself. You need to distance yourself. You need to be able to still be living life for you. Are you letting their projections, are you letting what they're saying influence your life? Or are you living it for you? There needs to be a time of a shift there, okay? All right, so I got sphere of light here that I was looking at, animal wisdom, empathic qualities. A lot of you are very, very empathic, so you need to find ways to cleanse your energy field in your space. Very much a lot, you know, you need to find, looking into doing different ways cleansing your energies. Mine is water source, taking baths, taking showers, getting in or around water, you know, finding peace and quiet. You do different things, cleansing your energy. I work with Florida water every day, cleanses my energy. It's like holy water, protects you too, gets rid of any of that stuff. Working with crystals, you know, taking deep breaths, envisioning a bright white light around you too can help protect you and cleansing things out, and definitely getting out in the sun, right? Because the darkness is what holds that stuff. So getting in bright, getting out in the sun, spending some time out in the sun to get rid of those energies. Remember to not wear black, because that protects you, right? So if you're wearing a lot of black, you're not going to be letting the light and the energy in, and you'll be holding on to that darkness, right? That's why too much black makes you feel depressed. Open up your curtains, cleanse your home. Florida water I put in a spray bottle too, and I go around spraying my house, cleansing the house. There's different incenses and things like that you can do. And also your foods and stuff. You need to raise your vibration by eating cleaner, by eating your fresh fruits and vegetables and not all that processed junk. Anything that's pre-packaged in a box, in a package, in something, it's got chemicals in it that block you, right? So that was also a big thing that led to my shift too, is I went like on like a binge of just eating like fruits and veggies and things like that, eliminating a lot of the toxicities. And sugar, it's like the number one drug to control us is sugar. 2808 and 2818, if you know, sugar's in everything, is it not? So, but see, natural sugar is all good, right? So you just have to learn how to switch. And I know it's hard, especially doing this around Easter time, things like that, but this is all to help you guys with your advancements. I'm seeing so many 8s. You guys could be seeing 8s. It could be confirmation. But all right, I need to close out this reading here. I'm sending love and light to all of you. Definitely, if you guys are guided to me, know that you were for a reason. You are part of this. So definitely subscribe to the channel. Feel free to check out my description box too for more information, guidance. It's going to be growing as I start to find ways to edit more and putting in those universal and those angel numbers for you guys. I've got a donation link available down below too if you guys feel as though you want to help with the laws of attraction, of give and take, right? Know that everything given is amplified right back to you. And I don't just mean, you know, for me and donating purposes, I mean out into the world. You need to open up that energy of flow to you. The more that you give, the more it comes to you. That's why you've got to constantly be giving. That's why money needs to constantly be moving, as it is a flow of energy. And I don't mean just donating like money, like donating things. Like if you want new possessions in your home, you have to make room for them. By letting things go, you give the energy for things to flow to you, as we are in a world of laws of attractions. Know that. All right, guys. Well, love and light to all of you. Bye.